Hi guys. Okay, so I'm gonna like take a breather right now because I took forever and ever and ever and ever to do this video, and I apologize because I've been holding it off forever. And yeah, so I'm just finally getting it done right now. So I've decided, instead of doing a brush collection and showing you all my brushes, I thought it would be easier for you guys and faster if I just skipped all the brushes that I really don't pay attention to and just do a favorites brush video. So this is going to be just my absolute favorite brushes, the ones that I always grab for, the ones that I will recommend to you guys for anybody. Whether you be a makeup artist, whether you be a beginner, or anything, and you just want really great brushes at a really great price. So yeah, I'm just gonna go try to be as fast as possible going through them, and yeah, so no particular order, just gonna show you guys. Alright, so I'm gonna start with powder brushes. So, my absolute favorite powder brush is the Chapman Real Techniques, and I know I've been talking about this forever, and I finally get to show it to you guys. So, that's what that looks like, and it's called the powder brush. And all the Real Technique brushes, they are synthetic, but they're one of the most softest brushes I have ever touched, ever. They are extremely soft. You can see how many bristles it has in there. So even though it's synthetic, they're extremely soft brushes. And this brush is huge. Okay, let me compare it to a typical powder brush that you would get like from MAC or from Sigma. This one is a Sedona Lace 376, and yeah, so let me compare the two. The Sedona Lace is a little bit bigger, but as far as, you know, the handle, but as you can see, the Real Techniques is like triple the size of that. So it is huge, and I absolutely love it because you can just, you know, do it real quickly and cover your whole face and you're done. You don't have to worry about anything else. I really don't use powder all over my face, but when I do, I'm always grabbing this brush. Usually what I would do is just powder under my eyes and around my nose, usually around my T-zone, or every now and then or whatever. So I use this brush just to sweep away all the powder. This one I got at Ulta. I'm not going to put pricing up. I will put links of all the brushes on the bottom. I'm going to move on to foundation brushes. Again, I always talk about these brushes all the time, and I recommend them to everybody. The first one is, again, the Chapman Real Techniques brush, and this one is actually called the buffing brush, but I actually absolutely love this for foundation. Again, it has synthetic bristles. They're extremely soft. I cannot tell you how soft this is. Like, I really can't. I love this because instead of the one that everyone uses, like MAC has one, Sigma has one, every company and their mama and their daddies have one, you know, the stippling brush. This is just way too flimsy for me. Like, I've tried foundation with it a few times. I think, yeah, probably like 3 or 4 times, and I just didn't really see much of a difference than just applying it like with your fingers, or you know just a regular foundation brush. I just really, it didn't do anything for me. It was too flimsy and I didn't like it. this one is tightly wrapped around the top, so you know it's way firmer. You can see, and it's a perfect size for a foundation. So what you can do is just buff it into the skin, or you can even stipple and then buff into the skin, which I don't really see the difference anyway, so I just put foundation on and, you know, just buff it into the skin like that. But one of my favorite foundation brushes ever, which brings me to the Sigma flat top synthetic Kabuki F80. And as you can see, they're almost the same size. The Sigma one is a little bit bigger. The Sigma one is a little bit heavier, or sturdier. I'm sorry, sturdy, because I used it on a tutorial recently. So, but yeah, this one is also synthetic hairs, and I'm sure you've already seen everybody talk about this brush, but honestly, like, I cannot tell you how much of a difference it makes putting your foundation with these two brushes compared to, and mind you, I do have a big collection. I don't have a huge collection because I'm not a makeup artist, but like, no, there is nothing in my collection that will replace these two brushes. If there's a fire or something, these are the two brushes that I'm gonna run and get. The first two brushes ever. So out of all my brushes I ever have, or had, or have, whatever, these are the two brushes I'm purchasing. I don't even care. They both work exactly the same for me, like exactly the same. I wouldn't change a thing about neither of them. I absolutely love it. So yeah. This one also has one that came with it that looks like this, and this one is a round top Kabuki, and I think this would work awesome. I do love this brush so much. It's exactly the same, super soft, and everything else is just rounded. I do think this would work amazingly for people that use cream brushes or cream blushes, or like cream highlighters and stuff like that. I do think it would work perfect for that. I don't really use cream blushes too much, or cream highlighters, so I don't really use it. But when this one is dirty, I always use this one as a foundation if my Real Techniques is dirty as well. So they both work amazing. So if you buy anything from Sigma, and I'm telling you, like, their other brushes are okay, they shed too much on me, and you know, some people love them and some people just hate them. They think they shed and everything else, but please trust me on this. Please, 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 if you're gonna buy anything from Sigma, I know these aren't the cheapest ever brushes ever, but I would pay up to 40 bucks for each one of these brushes because I just love them so freaking much. So links below to get these brushes. Alright, so since we're talking about foundation, I'm going to move on to concealer. My all-time favorite concealer brush ever is also Real Techniques, of course. This is actually called the Deluxe Crease brush. And as you can see, she has one that's like a copper, and then a purple one, and I think there's another color, but I can't remember what color it is. I might be mistaken. It might just be copper and purple. The purple line that comes in a set, they're all for eyes, and the ones that are copper are all for face. So she has it separated like that. I actually have all the sets, but these are just, I'm just doing my favorite brushes. So yeah, this one is like about a finger size, and it is amazing for concealer. Amazing. It fits perfectly under the eye for concealing. You can even do cream contour if you want. You can even do foundation, do around the nose. I mean, it conceals everywhere. You can use it for concealer everywhere. Yeah, this is a very unique brush. I haven't found a brush that looks like that. That's small enough to do, you know, that's synthetic and it's perfect for concealing like that. It's a dome shape, so it's almost like your finger working in the concealer. Usually I would use like a brush like this for concealing, but because it's so horrible to use cream products on natural hair brushes, I really recommend you using it on synthetic. It's just so much easier, and this brush is the best for it. So, my favorite concealer brush. Alright, also for concealing, after I do conceal, I do like to powder under my eyes. And like I said, you know, I don't really powder my whole face, but when I do use, you know, a powder brush, or I'll go in with a smaller brush. This is the Real Technique Samantha Chapman again, and this is the contour brush. It's gonna focus. Yeah, so again, amazing brush. It is rounded, and I'm just going to compare it to the small one and compare it to their buffing brush. Two things I absolutely love, like I said, I love powdering under the eyes because it just fits perfectly under there to powder, or when I'm not using powder with it, is perfect for contouring. It fits perfectly in there to etch out the contour in your face. And yeah, amazing brush. Real Techniques is like, I'm telling you, I love these brushes to death. So now that we're talking about contour, I'm going to move on to my second contour brush that I absolutely love. And this was one of the first contour brushes that I have. And this one, I really wanted to purchase like forever, the 109 by MAC, but it was just too expensive at the time. Honestly, it's too expensive now because I found something to replace it. Yes, this is the Confidential brush by Elle, and this is an exact dupe for the 109. Yes, I went into the store, I've touched the 109, I've compared the two brushes. It is exactly the same. This one does not shed, and you can see it's domed just like this one. So it's almost the same size, but the handle is longer. And it's all black, and it's one of my favorites contour brushes ever. Perfect for contouring. So yeah, yeah, and like a fraction of what the MAC one cost. So I'm gonna put the pricing below as well as the website if you want to check this one out. If you wanted the 109 brush by MAC, this is a perfect dupe, and I really recommend you getting it. Alright, so going past the contour, I'm going to go to the cheeks. My favorite all-time cheek brush, I could not find a dupe for this brush. I wanted this brush for so long, so it was so worth paying the price for it. This is the MAC 129 or 129 brush, and you can see it's a little bit bigger than a 109 type brush, and you know, way smaller than the powder. But it just fits perfectly for the cheeks. Awesome. And it's kind of flat compared to, you know, the other powder brushes, which are more round.